ATP, what to do with your boy Claymore Rain. Shout out to all my subscribers. Now, if this is your first time tapping into this content, hit the subscribe button, hit your bell icon so you all getting alerts when all this content is dropping. So Anthony Joshua, Daniel Dubois are in the books. It's done, guys. Fight came, fight went. Exciting fight. Fight of the year candidate? Maybe. You know what I'm saying? Definitely an exciting moment in this year's boxing, especially in the heavyweight division, but we'll talk about it. The story was there, guys. It was all written on the wall. It was all written. Anthony Joshua on his redemption tour, coming back from two back-to-back defeats with Alexander Usyk, the current undisputed heavyweight champion of the world at the time, just a unified champion. Well, took the belts from Anthony Joshua, and on the rematch was a unified champion. Anthony Joshua making multiple arrangements, changes in his team and everything that he was doing to get ready for this moment right here, culminating for this moment right here where he get an opportunity to become a 3-time heavyweight world champion against Daniel Dubois, somebody who people didn't see coming. Daniel Dubois on his own redemption journey, as he took a loss to Joe Joyce, a very promising career up until that fight, favored in that fight, if you ask me, for the win against Joe Joyce. But Joe Joyce able to connect with a lot of shots, end up breaking bones in Daniel Dubois' face. Horrible. The whole world came down on Daniel Dubois. He doesn't have the heart. He's not built for this. He has the physical attributes. He can punch hard. He's pretty fundamentally sound as a boxer, but the will and the heart to move past obstacles, he doesn't have it. This is what the world said about Daniel Dubois. Then he moved forward and got himself into an opportunity to get a shot at Alexander Usyk. And Alexander Usyk, although it was a very debatable fight in the fact that Daniel Dubois was able to land a very significant body shot in that fight, and the referee didn't see it as a legitimately fair shot, said it was a low blow, and gave Alexander Usyk an opportunity to recover. Needless to say, Alexander Usyk was able to stop Daniel Dubois in that fight as well, and it just added more mud to the water. When it came to Daniel Dubois. Once again, his will and his heart came into question, and people wondered, although he had talent, was this really a hype train, right? Did this guy really have what it takes to be one of those guys in the heavyweight division, or was he just blessed by God with the abilities that he had, but that heart, he didn't have the heart. He worked his way through it, got into a fight with Jarrell Big Baby Miller on a Riyadh season card and showed the world, nah, don't count me out yet, as he took Jarrell Miller into deep waters and was able to dispatch of him, get him out of here in the 10th round, stopping Jarrell Big Baby Miller for the first time in his career. Then lined himself up with a fight that was, quite frankly, over his head, right? That's what everybody was saying. Filip Hrgović, are you crazy? Are you crazy? Did you lose your mind? Filip Hrgović is on his road to becoming a champion within his own right. He needs to fight an Anthony Joshua or get a winner of Alexander Usyk and a Tyson Fury or somebody like that. I mean, this guy, come on. This guy is way past Daniel Dubois, way above his pay grade. Unfortunately for Filip Hrgović, Daniel Dubois and his team disagreed with that. They just didn't see it the same way, guys. They said, listen, I hear what you're saying, but it's something about the dog and this young bull that you guys aren't acknowledging. You're going to find out today. Shout out to Kevin Hart and his father. You're going to learn today. You're going to learn today. And that's what happened. As Daniel Dubois was able to dispatch a Filip Hrgović, took his heart from him, took the best shots that Filip Hrgović had to offer, and was able to close the fight out and break him. Speaking of taking shots, that was going to be the deciding factor in this fight. Was Daniel Dubois going to be able to make the adjustments? Because the fight that he got in with Filip Hrgović showed that he couldn't move his head off that line. That Filip Hrgović was pretty much allowed to and able to connect with that straight right hand at will for the first 1 to 3 rounds. And we all knew that Anthony Joshua just hits way harder. has a way more laser-guided right hand, and we expected Anthony Joshua to be able to take advantage of that if Daniel Dubois wasn't able, him and his team weren't able to make the proper adjustments in a training camp building up to this fight. Wow. Was he ready or was he ready? Daniel Dubois just showed the whole world hard work, dedication, and don't believe the hype. Listen, man, the heavyweight division is a division that you just can't sleep on because all these guys can punch and all these guys have a minimum of a puncher's chance. But I'll tell you what, if you come in the ring like Anthony Joshua did tonight, fundamentally flawed, hands too low, backing up with his head, with his chin in the air, oh, it's even worse. It's even a worst case scenario. It's highly likely that you're going to get clipped and sat down 3 times in your pockets and ultimately getting laid out, sitting on your face with your ass in the air because you took a right hand from a heavy puncher with a 95% knockout ratio in Daniel Dubois. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Anthony Joshua came into this fight super fundamentally flawed. Holes everywhere. Multiple times Daniel Dubois was able to put him down. Multiple times Daniel Dubois was almost ready to put him down. Matter of fact, AJ was saved 2 times, in my opinion, by the bell. If those knockdowns happened earlier in those rounds, I think Daniel Dubois ended it earlier than that 5th round. Oh, yeah. AJ definitely got exposed a little bit tonight, and you have to ask yourself, what have him and Ben Davison been working on? What was Ben Davison saying to Anthony Joshua in the corner? He had 4 opportunities that Anthony Joshua made it back in the corner, barely making it by the skin of his teeth. What are you telling your fighter when he's in that type of situation? I'd like to believe that Ben Davison was in the corner telling Anthony Joshua to put his hands up, to tuck his chin in, to get himself together until he got his legs together. Let off more than 1 shot at a time. Have a little bit more conviction on that jab. Throw those shots straighter. Stop throwing that right hook from your shoulder. What's wrong with you, Anthony? Are you not here with us tonight? Get him motivated. Throw some cold water in his face. Stop sitting him down. The man is like 6'5". He's been knocked around. His legs are gone from up under him. Have him stand up in the corner. Help him get his legs back. I don't know if Ben Davison was saying that. I could be just, I wasn't there in the corner and I was listening to the fight silently because I don't like to hear the commentators in fights like that. I want to see that fight for myself. But I wonder what Ben Davison was saying to Anthony Joshua, being that he came out into these rounds, round after round after round, until he finally got stopped with the same game plan. Pity-patting with the right hand, trying to land huge right hands, not setting up his shots properly, and 100% being defensively irresponsible in that fight. Yeah. But look, we got to move forward, right? Anthony Joshua gets laid down. We have an IBF champion, a real superstar right now in England that everybody wants to see, called Daniel Dubois. It looks like Anthony Joshua has a rematch clause that Eddie Hearn was able to coordinate for Anthony Joshua. Shout out to Eddie Hearn doing his job, right? Put him in, covering his crossing his T's, dotting his I's. But it's up to AJ at the end of the day, right? Does AJ want the rematch? And if he does want the rematch, is he going to be able to close all those gaping holes we saw in his offense and defense tonight? Is he going to be able to close that in the next fight and be able to beat Daniel Dubois? I mean, it was such a gap in skill set. It almost looked like AJ didn't even belong in the ring with Daniel Dubois. And listen, I'm trying to be as respectful as possible because I'm a fan of Anthony Joshua. I'm a fan of boxing. Daniel Dubois, everybody who's involved in the fight tonight. But listen, men line, women line, numbers don't, and knockouts don't. And what we saw tonight, it wasn't just about Anthony Joshua losing. It was about how he lost that fight, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, the way he fought was just unbecometh. Is that the word? Unbecometh? Of a heavyweight champion, of a 2-time world heavyweight unified champion in Anthony Joshua going for his 3rd heavyweight championship. It was unbecoming of him. And they got to go back to the drawing board. They need to visit some things, some fundamentally sound things before they can even begin to make AJ a special fighter again. He has to become a good fighter first. I don't know. But congratulations to Daniel Dubois. We have a real heavyweight champion. I'll be eager to see what he does. I'm eager to see what Anthony Joshua does. Does he take that rematch with Daniel Dubois, or does he take another step back as he did earlier, 2 years ago, a year and a half ago? Does he take a step back? And what does he take a step back to? Does he get in the ring with a Martin Bacoli? Even Joseph Parker looks like you'd give him problems. A Zhele Zhang? I mean, look, a Philip Ergovich? I mean, there's fighters out there to be made. There's fights to be made in the heavyweight division. But Anthony Joshua, I would think, wants to avenge this fight. And he's 34 years old, so he doesn't have too many more times to be sitting there regrouping. Look at Zhele Zhang sitting there over 40 years old right now trying to find his opportunities to become a heavyweight champion while the whole entire division is moving around the way it is. AJ doesn't want to end up like that. He's 34 years old. You jump back in there, you jump in the water with Daniel Dubois, and you learn to swim better. You do better. And you get yourself a win. You get yourself back in the conversation to make the biggest money you ever made and be part of history in England as you and Tyson Fury fight it out for undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. That's how I see it. And of course, yeah, I'm speaking as if Tyson Fury beats Alexander Usyk. Who knows what happens with that fight? But yeah, that's ultimately the game plan. That's what Turki Al-Sheikh wants to see. That's what 96,000 people in that building want to see. They want to see Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury go at it. But everybody has to do their part, right? And Anthony Joshua's part is to get through Daniel Dubois. And we don't know if he can do that based on what we saw tonight. I don't know if I'm ready to say that he's able to do that. But it seems like the most logical, practical move for him to do if he is honest and being true to the idea of him becoming a champion again in that division and becoming undisputed champion, ultimately, or at least getting an opportunity to become undisputed champion. A lot of work needs to be done, guys. Guys, let me know what you think in the comments. What a night of boxing. Riyadh season was a great card. There were upsets all night long. There were fights that were going in ways that we didn't see it going. I can tell you the Mark Chamberlain fight, which was the first fight of the night. I was kind of shocked to see Mark Chamberlain take that loss. I really thought he was an up-and-coming lightweight guy, and he was fighting at a super lightweight of 139 pounds. This morning or this evening or today, this afternoon, however you want to look at it. And I was shocked. You know, he was outboxed, man. He was outboxed to a degree. You know, I mean, he had some penalty, you know, he got some points taken away for some excessive things he was doing in the fight. So maybe his mind wasn't there. Listen, 96,000 people in the building screaming, man, that can throw anybody off. You got to really be really about that life to weather a storm like that, you know, and keep your mind focused, you know. But listen, great event. This is about Anthony Joshua and Daniel Dubois. Congratulations to Daniel Dubois. Let's see what their next moves are going to be. You guys let me know in the comments what you think was the reason Anthony Joshua fell short. Was he a hype train? Was he just not himself? Are you guys surprised that most of you guys called for Daniel Dubois to win? I was just the only one there who was thinking AJ could pull this off. Let me know what you think. Put it in there. Comment, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet. Hit your bell icon so you get alerts when all this content is dropping. You know how it is. We was in it, but at this point, we out.